All right, let's go to division. All right. All right, your typical division problem. This is your divisor. This number is being divided into this number here. This number here is called your dividend.
Mr. Fresco?
Yes.
Remember your back, sir.
Oh, sorry. All right, sorry. That's your dividend, the 100. And this is the divisor. This is the dividend. And this is the quotient. That's your answer. Now, if you see a word problem where they ask you for the quotient, they're telling you to divide those two numbers. If they want a quotient for two numbers. Now, if you ever wanted to check a problem, here's the way we could check. If we multiply these two together, we should get this answer. So that's the way we're going to check. So 5 times 20 is 100. All right, for instructional purpose, let's just pick something that's pretty straightforward. Let's say we got 350, and we're going to divide that by 5. Now technically, the decimal point is right here after the 0, and we could just project that straight up if we need it or not. All right, so the first thing we do is we ask ourselves, does 5 go into 3? No. We could put a 0 here if we wanted to, or we could just exit or something like that. I just tend to leave it alone.
Yep.
Now we're going to look at take the next two numbers. Does 5 go into 35?
Yes, 7 times.
7 times. If we put the 7 directly above the 5, now 5 times 7 is 35. We get a 0. If this value here, after we subtract it away, is less than this value, that indicates that this is a good number.
Oh, okay.
We've gone high enough. Let me just demonstrate what not to do. Let's say, let's take that out. Let's just say for some reason we said it was 6. We're going to get 30. We're going to subtract it away, we're going to get 5. This number here, our remainder, is not less than our divisor. That means that this number could have been increased by 1. Okay, that's a quick check to see if this number's a good number.
It's got to be lower than...
The remainder has to be lower than the divisor.
Yep.
Always.
All right.
All right. I don't want to teach you the wrong way, so
Why is it decimal?
the decimal point here, just in some cases, we may have to go further than the 3 digits here in order to find the answer.
So you have to put a...
So we just put it there, just project it directly up. All right. And does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got 7 here. We bring down the 35. We subtract away, we get 0. Next thing we do is we bring down the other 0. Does 5 go into 0?
No.
No. All right. We put a 0 here. Since this has terminated, right, we don't have any remainder. So 5 goes into 350 70 times. Now let's check it. We're going to say 70 times 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 7 is 35. 350.
Okay.
That's the same as that. We know that this is the correct answer. Now, in some cases, it's not going to be an exact number like this. It may be 70 point something. How are we going to know when to stop? Because technically, we could keep adding zeros here for infinity.
Well, until maybe the number after the decimal point, if it's 5 and up, you make it a 1. And until then, it's...
Say that one more time?
Like after the decimal point, if that is a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you make that 0 a 1.
That's rounding. That's something
Oh, we might do
That's
something
something
else. Okay, sorry.
I'm just saying, if this continued on, how do we know when to stop? There's 3 scenarios you should know. One scenario is it terminates. In this case, it is terminated, right? It zeroed out, so that's terminated. Second case, it repeats.
Okay.
Some of these you may see it, it'll be like, let's say 7.1666666. Well, now it's repeating, right? Therefore, you could stop right here. When this does happen, it's abbreviated. They call this bar here
Oh, okay.
bar notation, which means this 6 continues for infinity.
Right, right.
Okay? So you know when to stop when it either terminates or repeats. There's another way of stopping is if they say take it to so many decimal places. Right? They may say take it to 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, then you may have a remainder, because it may not still be even. But the 2 basic ones are terminates or repeats, or it's predetermined. Take it to so many decimal places. Remember, the more zeros we add here, the smaller that number is actually getting. So there's a point, I mean, like say we're tablets, are we going to give 0.0007 of a tablet?
Right, no.
You know, that's way too small. So in that case, maybe 1 decimal place here would be sufficient. If this was 5 or more, then you'd go up. Okay? All right, let's try another one. Here's a good one.
Yeah. I
So-
think there
That
was
was three steps.
three scenarios in
Oh.
which you would stop.
Predetermined. Oh.
By.
Predetermined. They tell you to take it to so many places.
Okay, okay.
I know some places like in finance, they'll say round it off to 4 places, regardless of what it is. They don't want to get any more accurate than 4 decimal places. So terminates, repeats, or it's predetermined. Predetermined, don't call it decimal. All right, here's what I think you're going to like. Let's try this one. We're going to put 36 into 779. Decimal, I'm going to add a couple zeros here just for good measure. Decimal goes up there. All right. First thing I do, does 36 go into 7?
No.
No. Does 36 go into 77?
Yes.
How many times?
1.
Yeah, I think it's 2.
2.
So let's say this is going to be 12, 1, 6, 7, 72. We're going to subtract that away, we're going to get 5. The remainder is less than the divisor, so this number is valid.
Okay.
Okay.
Now bring down the 9.
Now we're going to bring down the 9.
Okay.
Now we got 59. Well, we know 36 times 2 is 72. 59 is less than 72, so 36, it's greater than 36. So how many times does 36 go into 59? Once. So we're going to put 1 here, we're going to drop down to 36, we're going to subtract it away, we're going to get 3, we're going to get 2. We're going to look at this number here. 23 is less than 36, so this is a good number. Now what do we do? Bring down 0. Now we got 230. Here's a way of estimating. 36 is close to 40, right?
Yeah.
We're going to say 40. I'm going to look at the 40 and say, how many times does 40, let's say, I'll just look at 4. How many times does 4 go into 23? I think some's a little too much.
Nope, 5.
5,
5, yeah.
right? Because if we did 5 times 40, it's going to be 200.
Mhm.
So let's say 5 here. Let's just try to see if it works. All right, 5 times 6 is 30. So 0, 3, 15, and 3 is 18. Let's subtract that away. 0. This is going to be 5, 50. Oh, maybe it wasn't high enough.
Oh, so 6.
Let's try 6.
40.
So my estimate was a little bit off.
240. 6.
6, 3, 18, and 3 is 21. Let's subtract this away.
36, that'll be 2, yeah, that'll be it.
14. 14 is less than 36. So that's good. Say that again?
So that's the remainder.
You get 216 from,
I subtracted this from this.
you subtracted 216 from 230. You did.
Yeah, 230 minus 216.
No, she wouldn't know, you got the
Where you got-
216
yeah.
from,
6
Adding
times
up,
36.
6 times
I
36.
said 36 went into 230, about 6 times, and then 6 times 36, you got a 216.
All right, so 14 is less, so we know that's good. Now what do we do?
39 and 0.
0. Okay, what are we going to use here? What do you
Well,
think?
let's see.
4?
14,
Yeah.
3.
I hear 3 and 4.
9,
Let's go over here and just say 36 times 3, 36 times 4,
24,
would be 108, and times 4 is
13.
going to be
4.
144.
So it's
Oh, no, oh, I guess it's gotta be 3.
Yeah, I think this is a little too high.
Yeah.
3.
Yep,
14, 144.
yep, so.
Almost, so this is going to be 3. And I got what, 108? And I'm going to subtract that away, and I'm going to get 32. 32 is less than 36, so that's a good number.
We're good. Hello.
Okay, now what do you do? Put down another 0.
Oh, okay.
Now we got 320. What should we use for our next number? Well, going back to estimate this as 40. 40 goes into 320 about how many times? 7, let's say 8. Let's try 8. So 8 times 30.
Yeah.
I didn't carry it over. All right, so this is
Oh,
going to be
no.
2, 3, 32.
It's gonna repeat.
So it's repeating itself, so that's
Yeah,
what it's.
so the next one comes down, it's going to be 320 again, which we already had here. So it's going to be 8 repeating,
Okay.
and it's going to keep repeating 8. So now we know we can stop there. Why?
This is one of the scenarios.
Yeah, it's repeating. It didn't terminate, but it's repeating. So we can stop there. We put the bar notation over the 8. We know these 8s continue on for infinity.
Right.
Is this the only way to do it? Or you have another?
Unfortunately, on this one, I only have one method. Let's go like this.
Oh. She's going to- right. Sorry, wait a minute.
You think it's easy? Okay.
No, because you're going single, not,
All right. Does 39 go into 3?
no.
Here's our decimal point right here. Does 39 go into 39?
Yes.
How many times? All right, so we're going to put 1 here, and this is 39. We're going to subtract it away, we're going to get 0.
No, it's
No, it's not?
not. Yeah, no, it's right.
And then bring down the 3.
All right, let's bring down the 3. So I'm going to put it down here so we don't get confused. It's just 3.
Yep.
Does 39 go into 3?
No.
So we have to put a 0
0,
here.
right.
Every time you bring something down, a number has to come up here.
Okay, all right.
What I see a lot of students do is, they'll say, well, 39 doesn't go into 3, so I'll bring down the 9 again.
Yeah,
And they got
I
39,
do
and then
that.
they just give you one value.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's, a lot of people make a mistake that
Yeah.
way. All right, so we brought down the 3. 39 does not go into 3. We put a 0 there. Now we bring down the other 9. Now we got 39 goes into 39 one time. We're going to subtract away. All right, it terminated, which is one of the, now we know we could have, well, you don't have a choice but to stop, but it terminates. Now, maybe you don't think this is right. Is there a way we could check it?
Oh, you got it.
101 times 39.
Yep.
Yeah, 101 times 39, right? 101 times 39. What are we going to get?
39, 39.
We're going to start here, 3, 0, 3.
Yep, you got it.
Checks out. Does that make sense?
You got it.
We were here, right? We did the first one. 1 times 39 is 39. It terminated out. So we knew this was good. We brought down the 3. 39 doesn't go into 3. That's all we have here, right? So, whenever we bring a number down here, we have to put something up here. So we put a 0 here, because 39 does not go into 3. Now we brought down the 9. and we had 39.
We put a 0 because we brought the 3 down.
And 39 wouldn't go into it.
Yeah, whenever you bring a number down, you've gotta put something up on top.
You have to put a value on this line, in the
Even
quotient.
if it's 0.
2 down, 3 and 9.
Well, we
No, at first.
brought the 3 down, we did it one at a time. We brought the 3 down, 39 doesn't go into, so we put a 0 here, saying 39 goes into 3 0 times.
Okay.
Then we brought down the next 9 and say 39 goes into 39 once.
I mean, you could put the 0 under the 3, bring the 3, and then bring the 9. You know, if you wanted to.
Okay, let's start this one out.
Wait. Oh,
I'll tell you what, do it at your desk and then we'll do it in class.